Hi guys, this is Angie with Beauties and the Bigfoot, and tonight's discussion is about two things, and it's two things that I heard, and I wanted to get you guys' take on it and share my thoughts about the subject. And the first thing is the tree breaks. I had always thought that the tree breaks were to show the height of the Bigfoot that is making the tree break. What some people have been noticing, and I had not noticed that because I don't pay attention to the tree breaks, because it's very easy for trees to just break for whatever reason, whether that's wind. Now, if they're twisted and broke, that's a different story. The wind can't necessarily do that. So, lesson learned, I'm going to have to start paying a little bit more attention to these tree breaks. But what I heard is somebody was saying that they had activity on their property and that these tree breaks were pointing towards the house, pointing towards where people were. So when I take my nature walks, I'm going to have to start looking at these tree breaks and see if they are pointing towards the parking lot, towards the walking paths, towards the areas of water that they are, and not necessarily seeing the height of them. I guess I'm going to have to look at all of that now, because that gave me a new perspective. So I'm going to have to start paying attention and see how that correlates and how relevant it is, because I found that very interesting. And the second thing that I heard was about the state lands and the gaming areas being set aside for the Bigfoot as a way to keep us separated. So I found that interesting, and I do not know what this person's thoughts on that are yet, because I have not watched it, and it has not come out on video yet. So that will be interesting to hear what he says on the subject. But that was something that never crossed my mind, but it's always something that I basically would love to do. I would love to buy up the wooded acreages, or have the builders buy the wooded acreages and not build on them, and just leave them be, so that the Bigfoot or developers or the state or the federal whatever buy these pieces of land that have the woods on them, and instead of building on them, leave them so that the Bigfoot can have a place to go, so they can have some of their habitat left, that we're not taking down and destroying everything. Yes, people need houses, but let's set aside some space for them and give them the room to grow, which leads me to the next discussion we're going to have, which will be next Sunday or Monday, is the good Bigfoot versus the bad Bigfoot. I have thoughts on that, and I can see where they would be a little bit cranky having to find new places all the time. I'm sure finding territories is not easy for them. and they're getting pushed back or pushed out completely from all the developments. And I'm sure, frankly, that just pisses them off. So you're going to get an angry, hostile Bigfoot if they're getting pushed out of their territory that they've been in for years. I'm sure they're not happy about it. And I'm sure a bunch of them just plain don't like humans. Or they're just having a bad day and they run into you. So that's something that we'll be discussing next week. And I hope you guys have a great week. And we will see you in the shorts, or we will see you in the long version next Monday. Have a great week, you guys. And thank you for being here.